If you woke up today and felt exactly like yesterday, that wasn't an accident. Most of what we think, feel, and do is a loop that runs on autopilot. And I want you to know this isn't your fault. Nobody handed us a manual for how to rewire our inner programming. But you deserve to live fully, not just repeat an old pattern. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can walk through to spot the loop, how to interrupt it, and how to rewire it, so you can finally live like the person you know deep down you're meant to be. No fluff, just real talk backed by science and fueled by care for your one and only precious life. So take a breath with me. In through your nose, hold, and out through your mouth. You're safe here. Let's begin. A habit isn't just a behavior. It's a bundle of thoughts, emotions, and actions that your nervous system has practiced so many times it runs automatically. Your body learns to carry it without even asking your conscious permission. Think about it. Brushing your teeth, tying your shoes, or even driving to work. You can do them all while your mind drifts elsewhere. We've all done it. That's efficiency. But here's the painful truth. The same thing happens with negative habits. If you've ever repeated self-doubt or stress every day, your body doesn't wait for your opinion. It just delivers the tension. So if you wake up anxious or defeated, it's not because you're broken. It's because your body rehearsed that state until it became second nature. And here's the beautiful news. If it's learned, it can be unlearned and relearned. You have that power. Most people begin the day by reliving yesterday. The mind scans for problems, each one tied to old memories, and each memory is tied to an emotion. So by the time you've even brushed your teeth, your body's already swimming in yesterday's chemistry. So picture this. You wake up, you grab your phone, you scroll through emails, see something stressful, and suddenly the same frustration from yesterday is back before breakfast. Then comes the routine, the same commute, the same coworkers pressing the same buttons. By mid-morning, the day feels like a rerun. And it's not because you're lazy, it's because the nervous system loves the familiar, even when it hurts. But here's what I want you to hear. Breaking even one tiny piece of that loop can set you free. It might look like pausing before you grab your phone, or walking outside for 2 minutes to get some sunlight before you have your first cup of coffee. Those moments whisper to your brain that we're not stuck, we're alive, and we can choose differently. Your conscious mind is like the captain of a ship. It says, hey, we're going north. But the subconscious, the crew, they've been rowing east for years. The crew isn't evil, it's just trained. That's why you can declare, I want to be confident, but still feel shaky and small in those same situations. Think about talking to yourself that you're going to speak up in meetings. But when that moment comes, you freeze. That's that crew doing what it's always done. By your piece, much of who you think you are is simply a set of memorized routines. And that doesn't mean you're doomed. It means you've practiced a story so well, it feels like an identity. But identity can be rewritten. The captain can retrain the crew if you're willing to keep showing up for it. That busy analyzing chatter, that's the surface. Real rewiring happens underneath. That's why slowing down matters. When you close your eyes, breathe deeper, and soften the noise, you step into what I call operator mode. It's the place where you're not just reacting, you're editing the code. Please hear this. You don't need to wait for tragedy to give yourself permission to change. You don't have to collapse before you can rise. Growth can come from vision, inspiration, and love for the life you haven't yet lived. You deserve that. You might wonder, why do I still hurt from something that happened years ago? Because strong emotions burn experiences into memory. A heart breakup, a betrayal, an accident. They brand themselves into your nervous system. And when you recall them, your body often reacts as if it's happening again. If you hold on, the reaction for days, it's going to become a mood. If you hold on to those reactions for months, it becomes a temperament. For years, it shapes your personality. That's how pain becomes an identity. But you're not your pain. You're not your past either. Think of a time you replayed an argument in your head for days. It colored everything, right? By learning to shorten the emotional recovery time, even just by a little, you stop the old wound from dictating your future. Stress keeps us safe in like short bursts, but living in constant stress, that's like keeping your hands on a fire alarm. You end up anticipating disaster all day long. Think of the nights you couldn't sleep because you replayed what if scenarios that never ended up happening. That's your body practicing panic. And when you practice panic, your body eventually does it without asking. It's not a weakness, it's learning, which means you can teach it something new, like peace, calm, trust. Your body is trainable, always. Here's the cycle. You think a fearful thought, the body reacts with anxiety. That anxiety signals the brain to produce more fearful thoughts. And round you go. And over time, your body starts running the show. It whispers, hey, this isn't you. Don't bother. Stop that tomorrow. Think of those nights where you promised yourself you start eating better tomorrow, right? The resistance you feel when you try to change. That's it. It's not failure. That's the sign that you're leaving the cage of your old identity. It feels unfamiliar because it's new territory. And new territory is where life happens. Look, your brain doesn't fully distinguish between what you imagine vividly and what you physically do. That's why athletes visualize games before they play. It primes their nervous system for success, and you can do the same. You have to see yourself walking into the room with calm shoulders. Hear your voice steady in that meeting. Feel the pride of following through. These mental rehearsals aren't silly. They're the building blocks of your future wiring. And when you practice the feelings, confidence, gratitude, peace, your body begins to believe it's real. And that's how you bring tomorrow into today. The old way says, once I have the success, then I'll feel successful. Once I meet someone, then I'll feel loved. But that keeps us waiting. The new way flips it. Feel the state first. Cultivate the worthiness, the calm, the gratitude right now, and then act from that place. When you live from the inside out, you stop begging life to change and start creating change with your own choices. That's the intersection of mindfulness and hustle. The inside work fueling the outside action. Here's a 7-day protocol you can try right now. Every day, when you wake up, don't reach for your phone. Sit up, breathe slowly, and place your hands on your heart and whisper, we are safe. Next, say out loud, today I am the person who, and then choose one action that proves it. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living that identity for 4 minutes. And then at night, reflect. Where did I fall into autopilot? And where did I win by even 1%? Twice this week, do a longer state shift session. Breathe, scan your body, recall gratitude, and visualize one small win. The goal is to train your nervous system to feel the future you now. Once this week, set a bold boundary. Maybe it's walking before coffee time, a 24-hour scroll break, or blocking your calendar. And then once this week, serve someone with no scoreboard. Kindness is a pattern breaker. Trust me. It proves life is bigger than your loops. Here are some short phrases you can start saying out loud when your old habits or emotions start to take over. You can say, this is just an old pattern. I'm learning a better way. Or, my body is asking for the past, but I'm choosing my future. Take a breath first, then make the choice. I don't need everything figured out to take one step forward. I am safe. I have what I need. I am becoming the person I want to be. Say them gently, with compassion. Your nervous system listens when you speak with kindness. Change will not feel easy at first. The old program will push back, but let's reframe that. Discomfort isn't punishment. It's evidence you're growing. Every time you resist the urge to scroll, snap, or spiral, you're teaching your brain, we don't live in that cage anymore. You're going to stumble. Hey, that's okay. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from wisdom, from resilience, from all the times you've already gotten back up. You get one life. Just one. Please don't hand it over to yesterday. So start small, start kind, start today. Breathe, rehearse, act, review. That's the cycle that builds the new you. If this message landed in your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear that they're not broken. It's just a pattern. And if you're ready to keep rewiring your brain, mastering self-control, and building a life where mindfulness fuels hustle, subscribe to Mind Hackers. I'm here with you always.